And we're now being joined by the U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield. Welcome to Guyana. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm doing well.
I know you're here for a very busy round of meetings with CARICOM, and you've had some bilateral meetings so far.
Yes.
But when you go to meet with the CARICOM leaders, what would be your word to them?
First and foremost, I'm here leading a presidential delegation, and what I would like to convey to them is the strong U.S. commitment to CARICOM, to the countries in the region, to continuing to partner and work with countries in the region as you address the challenges that countries in this region face, whether it's dealing with migration issues. Climate change is a huge issue on the agenda. Dealing with illegal arms, particularly, has come up in meetings, and addressing the issues of Haiti.
I know with regards to the region, CARICOM and the U.S. have been working a lot in the area of security and climate change. What more can we see in the area of security in terms of U.S. support for CARICOM?
Well, we issued today a brief paper to talk about what we're doing to deal with issues of illegal arms, which has contributed to security concerns of countries in the region. And that's one area where we're working very closely with member states, but we're also working to partner with them on training, on capacity building, and also just to have discussions on how we can work with them to address their concerns.
Before we come closer home, the situation in Haiti, it is a situation that has been worrying CARICOM, and of course worrying the United States. They're right at your back door, sort of. What is the U.S. looking to do to support the government of Haiti and what they're dealing with now?
Well, first and foremost, Gordon, the government of Haiti asked through the Security Council for a multinational force to help to provide security and deal with the situation, the insecurity that gangs have really imposed on the Haitian people. And we've been working closely in the Security Council initially to get a resolution that gave a mandate to this multinational force. The Kenyan government stepped up, and we've been working to get support for the multinational force. Secretary Blinken pulled together a meeting in Brazil on the margins of G20, where we encourage countries to contribute. Most recently, Canada announced the contribution of $93 million to the multinational force, and other countries have also stepped up, not just with money, but also with troops.
We know Haiti, of course, is a member of CARICOM. Are you going to push for the region, CARICOM countries, to do more? Because there has been that concern that as a community, the other member states may not be doing enough to support Haiti.
What I've seen among CARICOM countries is the commitment to finding a way forward in Haiti, and I think they're doing everything they can to address the issues. Some countries have contributed troops. Guyana has contributed humanitarian assistance, and others are contributing what they can, but they all are concerned about the impact of the insecurity in Haiti on their own countries, and they all are committed to finding a path forward for peace and security for the Haitian people, and that work continues as we speak.
I know you met recently with President Irfan Ali during his visit to the UN, and you met him since you've been here. We turn our attention now to the issue with Venezuela. There's still those issues concerning threats coming from Venezuela. From a U.S. perspective, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? And in terms of cooperation, what more can Guyana expect from the U.S. in this regard?
Well, we've been clear on this issue that we support Guyana's territorial integrity and their sovereignty, and we support the agreement that was on the divisions of the border that was made in the 1800s. Unless and until another authority makes a decision that that border is not acceptable. So we have supported the ICJ taking on this initiative, and we've been clear to President Ali, to the people of Guyana, that their territorial integrity and their sovereignty are supported by the United States.
Over the past few months, we have seen a number of U.S. officials visiting Guyana, from Secretary Blinken. We've seen the commander of the Southern Command. We've also seen former U.S. government officials coming into Guyana and have discussions, former military officials. Is the U.S. looking at the possibility of setting up a military base here in Guyana to support the Guyana Defense Force?
I don't think that has been a part of the discussions, but honestly, it's not something I am aware of. It's not something I'm aware that Guyana has requested. But part of the reason we're all visiting Guyana is because you're on the international stage now. Guyana is on the Security Council. As we speak, Guyana is president of the Security Council. And that gives them an international and global perch that they have not had previously, at least for a very, very long time. And so part of my reason for being here, in addition to the CARICOM meeting, was to have discussions with President Ali and with his administration on how we can partner on the Security Council and what our common interests are. And just to give you an example, since I became the U.S. ambassador in New York, I have focused on food insecurity. And I was extraordinarily pleased that when Guyana hosted their first signature event as president of the council, it focused on climate and food insecurity. So we really do have common interests and common goals, and I want to see how we can continue to work with Guyana during their 2-year tenure on the Security Council.
Are there other areas that you're looking at in terms of lobbying support from Guyana?
I'm not lobbying support. I think I think a better way of describing our discussions is looking at areas where we have common interests and seeing how we can build on those, complement those common interests, and make some progress on those issues in the Security Council.
And in terms of the other CARICOM countries, are you going to be looking for support from them in different areas in the UN General Assembly? As the U.S. Permanent Representative to the United Nations, my goal is always to look for how I can work closely with countries and get their support, but also give them our support in the General Assembly. That has not been the subject of any of our discussions here over the course of the day and a half that I've been here. What we've been talking about is our Caribbean Basin Security Initiative, how we can address issues of climate change, how we can address the myriad of security issues that they are engaged on here. I announced an additional $15 million in support of areas related to climate in Haiti, I think is one location, and then we were looking at other locations where we can provide support. In terms of the Venezuela issue, going back there a bit, I know the U.S. recently reimposed some sanctions against Venezuela, and there has been a concern that some CARICOM states have been making circles around some of those sanctions to get fuel from Venezuela, to enter into agreements with Venezuela. Is that a concern that you might have, and do you intend to raise that during your meetings here?
That has not been an issue that I've raised during my meetings here, but it is an issue that we raise bilaterally on a regular basis with countries we're engaging in. We believe that Venezuela has to deal with the political issues that are existing in this country. There's a huge number of migrants. I was just at an event with entrepreneurs, and I met 2 Venezuelan migrants who have been received very, very hospitably here in Guyana, but the Venezuelan migration issue is an issue that all of the countries in CARICOM have to deal with. So those are the issues that we're addressing.
And finally, Ambassador, I know the U.S. recently vetoed that resolution at the United Nations Security Council with regards to Israel. Give us a backdrop of the decision behind that, a background of the decision behind that, and whether the U.S. intends to push forward an alternative resolution with what you want to focus on.
Look, we've been working very closely with members of the Security Council to ensure that the Security Council is a force that supports the efforts that are taking place on the ground. And we felt that the resolution was untimely. We're involved in extraordinarily sensitive negotiations as we speak. These negotiations are working toward trying to get to a temporary ceasefire that would allow for hostages to be released, allow for humanitarian assistance to get into to the people of Gaza. So we engage very, very proactively and collaboratively with the Algerians who put this resolution forward. And we felt that, again, the resolution did not address the situation on the ground. We have put an alternative resolution on the table that we believe is more relevant to supporting the efforts on the ground to get us to that temporary ceasefire, to get us to getting more hostages out and allow for more humanitarian assistance to get in to the Palestinian people.
Ambassador Linda Thomas-Greenfield, thank you for your time and best wishes with your meetings here in Guyana.
Good. Thank you very much.